Let us understand programmatically how to work with integers. I open IntelliJ. Now let us create a new Java class for working with integers. To create a new Java class, I am right click on this src folder, creating new Java class. Now here I am typing this class as working with integers. If you see, we are following the proper coding standard for creating the class name. Every word started with uppercase letters. Now select the class. So now this is what is a class. And then our program execution works with main. So I'm creating the main method and then press enter. So this is where you write your main method to execute. Now let us understand how do you write comments. Comments are the statements which are ignored by the computer for compilation. So means whatever the instructions you write in your comments, that will be ignored by your Java compiler. So example, now here I am putting a single line comment which is used with two forward slashes. I'll say working with integers. So these are comments. So this is called single line comment, means we're instructing Java to ignore this line while compilation. So it does not even perform syntactical analysis. It does not even include this statement in the bytecode. Now, as we discussed, there are four different integers. Now let me write these integers. The first one is byte, which stores 1 byte of memory, and short stores 2 bytes of memory, and int stores 4 bytes of memory, and long stores 8 bytes of memory. So how do we basically work with byte? So as we discussed, creating data always will follow the syntax. What is the syntax of declaring the data? Is first the data type, second is the variable name. Okay, now this is what is basically called as declaration of variable or nothing but the data. So now I want to work with byte first. So if I want to define a byte variable, first I'll use byte as a keyword. This is what is the data type, and then variable name. So I'm using age here. So don't try to create variables like b, x and all. That is not appropriate way of learning programming. Use some meaningful variables. What you're storing. Now looking at this age, we can understand that hey, we are storing age as a value. Now when you are seeing this, this is just a declaration of variable. Now what actually happens? Here, age is nothing but the address of the memory location where your Java is going to create 1 byte of memory. But is there any value assigned? No, we did not assign any value. That is why we call it as just declaration of the data. There is no value assigned to this. Now we need to assign a value. Now when we assign a value, what is the value that I can assign for a byte? Because byte stores only 1 byte, what is the allowable range for this byte? If you understand the formula of minus 2 to the power of n minus 1 to plus 2 to the power of n minus 1 minus 1. Okay, because 0 also will be a part of integers. So from negative to the positive, we always use n. N when I say it is n is 8, which is number of bits. So now the formula will come to minus 2 to the power of 7 to plus 2 to the power of 7 minus 1. So in other terminology, so if you can calculate this, it comes from minus 128 to plus 127. So if you want to declare any value between minus 128 to plus 127, byte is the appropriate data. So if you can look at, the age is always from 0 to 100 or max 120. Now byte is the appropriate data. So you always have to choose the data type accordingly. Now, but did I define any value for age now? No, we did not define. So how you assign the value for this? We assign the value age is 50 or 40. So now this is the way that you assign the data. Now what actually happened? At line number 15, it just creates 1 byte of memory. At line number 16, it will convert this 40, which is a decimal number, into a binary and will be stored in this age as a data. Now what is the meaning of this? If I want to access this value 40, I can access this with the help of this variable. Suppose example, I want to print this. If I want to print this, what do? I just simply write sysout system.out.println and then age. Now this variable I am passing here means whatever the data which is stored in this variable now will be picked up at line number 18 and then will be printed. So now let me save this file by using Ctrl S and let me run this current file. So now when I run this, now you can see what is the output that we'll get it. Now as you can see, the output that what I got is 40. So now it picked up the number, the binary number, and reconverts this into decimal and then will print it at line number 18.
Hey, thanks for watching our content so far. If you're new to Training Mark, we're the fastest growing technology training company and create content to help freshers like you to master the disruptive technologies like full stack development, AML, cloud, DevOps, etc. If you like the content so far, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon not to miss any new content from us. Like and share this video with all your friends. Let's build your career and the community together.
Suppose after line number 18, I change this age to 20. Now what actually happens? Because this is a variable, the value can be changed at any point of time. Now the value of 40 will be replaced with a binary sequence of 20. Now after this, if I print S out and then age, so now when I save this and then rerun the code, so now you can see at line number 20 we got the output as 40, but at line number 24 we got 20. Means after this the value of this age will be 20 only. So this is the way how you create a variable and then how do you assign the data. Suppose can I assign the value of age to 130? The answer is no. Immediately you got an error here. So what does it say? Hey, we required a byte, but you provided an int because 130 is exceeding the range of this byte. Because the maximum value what we can give is plus 127 only, but here we have given 130 which exceeds the range. Means I cannot use byte for storing it. I need to go for other data type, which is short. So now the short is 2 bytes of memory, right? And similarly, like can I give a negative value for this? Of course, age cannot be negative, but you can define any other variable, example byte, okay? Or here I'll just write a comment, not a row. As it exceeds the range of byte. Suppose I want to create another byte variable called byte. Now I'll say decrement percentage. Okay, so now I use decrement percentage. You don't need to type. The moment you type DE, so IDE automatically recognize this. Just press enter, that's it. Is equal to minus 10. So can I use minus values? Yes, because from minus 128 to 0 I can use as a negative numbers, right? So now if I print as out, okay, so now the decrement percentage and then save it and run the current file, so you are going to get the decrement percentage is minus 10. So like that you can give positive numbers and negative numbers for byte within the range of minus 128 to plus 127. Suppose if I change this byte decrement percentage to minus 140, okay, now again you will get an error because it exceeds the range of byte, you got an error again. So that's why when you are using byte you should be so mindful to understand what is the range of